There you are. Welcome to Zen Fits, here in Blackstone, Virginia, the center of the world where nothing fits and everything fits. Title of this talk is, my Sunday sermon, is Follow the Contradiction. Follow the contradiction. Remember the famous thing, follow the money, follow the trail, follow the M&Ms. In Killing Eve, which I'm writing about, it's follow the blood, follow the apple, follow the clues, follow the trail, follow the spoor. We're all hunters, and we have to follow the trail. But when it comes to life, you have to follow the contradiction. You have to follow the contradiction. And like in Killing Eve, to me, Killing Eve is like, whoa, this is like an extended Zen cone. In other words, it's just a gift that keeps on giving inspiration and ideas and insights, It never stops. It's like a wellspring for me. Why? Because there's a fundamental contradiction in the movie that never stops, that never quits giving. You see, a contradiction, when you allow it, when you don't come up and say, all right, I know what that means, that's it, the movie's this, that, I know the theory that explains everything, I know what it is, let's move on, what's next? See, we all want to come to a premature conclusion when it comes to contradiction, because contradiction is everywhere. What do you mean? You don't like my post? Yeah, it's a contradiction. So if you look at conflict as contradiction, conflict is everywhere. Facebook particularly, everyone is contradicting me. Everyone says, well, you're crazy. Well, where'd you get that from? Well, that's stupid. That's silly. It's a contradiction. It's a conflict. It's two sticks rubbing together. You're going to get a flame that either burns up your kitchen or cooks your food. But there's the contradiction. So Buddha said, life is suffering. What do you mean? Life is a contradiction. Zorba says, life is a problem. Life is a problem. And Heidegger says life is a question. Man is a question. That's what Zen says. Zen says you are not the answer, you're the question. So we're all looking for an answer. Say, well, what is it? Well, what is it? What is it? That's the primordial question. In Korea, that's the breakthrough. Not moo, or what's your face before your parents were born, but what is it? That's what the Zen master, the monk comes to the master, and the master says, "Speak, speak." And the monk, caught in a contradiction, speaks. It's so simple. If we just knew how to see this, right? There's a story about the goose. A little baby goose is put in a bottle and is raised in the bottle. It's got a goose in the bottle. And the master says to the monk, how do you get the goose out of the bottle? Without breaking the bottle or killing the goose. It's a contradiction. So the monk thinks about it, finally, it's impossible. And the monk turns to walk away. And the master says, "Sir!" And the monk says, "Yes." And he says, "There, the goose is out of the bottle." In The King's Speech, one of my favorite movies, the king's got a stutter. And he can't get out of the contradiction, and he's the king. He's got to speak. So he learns how to speak, how to transcend a stutter. The Elmer Fudd, you see. He transcends the Elmer Fudd, and he speaks his word, you see. So what is this word? The Catholic prayer says, "Speak but the word, and my soul would be healed." What is this word? They go, "Oh, it's God's word." Let God speak it. I can't speak it. I'm created by God. I'm a victim. I got a stutter. I can't speak the word. Let God do it. Let Trump do it. Somebody else can speak the word. I got a stutter. You see, I can't be the contradiction. See, right there's a contradiction in that prayer. Speak but the word, and my soul will be healed. Well, the prayer, if it's a prayer, is a petition to God to speak my word. How can God speak my word? That's a contradiction. How can somebody else speak my word? Can you speak my word? I would say, word, can you speak that for me? It's a contradiction. You can't speak my word. I can't speak your word, you see. I have to speak my word. But I have to speak my word out of the contradiction. The contradiction creates my word. The contradiction is the source of my word, my speaking, my action that is clean, my creative action. The contradiction is the mother of my creation. Is it my creation? No, life is a creation. Life is a contradiction. Life creates itself out of its own contradiction. We think somebody else is creating it, God, chance, the Big Bang created it, it's all an accident. You see. Or creativity, you know. Anytime you speak your word, which breaks through the contradiction of the goose in the bottle, how do you get the goose out of the bottle, you see? When you speak your word, the goose is out of the bottle because you're the goose. You put the goose in the bottle, so when you speak your word spontaneously, without pre-thought, without premeditation, without planning, without a script, without a plot, you see, when you speak that word spontaneously, you speak your word, you're out of the bottle. Because our thought, our belief that we can solve the contradiction creates the contradiction. But our logical mind, our logical mind, our rational mind, our scientific mind, our modern mind believes we can solve every contradiction. We can fix every problem. We just need more computers, a little more time, you see. But we can solve everything. We can make everything one. We can make everything conscious and logical and fixed and rational. We can restore order. We just need a little more time, a little more computers, you see. But I know we can do it. But in truth, there is no fix to the contradiction. There is no way out of the contradiction because life is a contradiction. Life is a contradiction. But out of that contradiction, the contradiction is you. Am I good or am I bad? Am I a co-creator? Am I created or am I a creator? Do I have free will or not, you see? Am I this or am I that? That's the contradiction that is our life. We're constantly yo-yoing back and forth between I'm this, I'm that. No, I'm really ugly. No, I'm beautiful. I feel great. No, I feel bad. It's a wobble, you see. So what is the liberation from the contradiction? You speak your word. Your word, when you speak from the heart, without a script, without a design, without concern for the fruits. Will they like me if I speak this? Is this any good? See, without any concern for that. Without any concern for what people think. Without any concern for the authorities and the reference. And is my footnote correct? See, without any concern for that. You just speak. You just speak out of the contradiction. You just speak out of the contradiction, and that's the dance of Zorba. That's the resurrection of Jesus. The resurrection comes out of the contradiction of the cross, which is us. We're all the contradiction. But out of that, we have to speak when we allow the contradiction and stop trying to solve it with this or that. We don't solve the contradiction by speaking our word. We transcend it. We transcend it, you see. So Zen says there's no answer to the question of life because you're the question. And that's a contradiction. Thanks for dropping in.